Reading today for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. And we are going to be using, for this reading, this new deck of cards that I've gotten last month, and it's called the Orisha'S Tarot by Andrew McGregor, also known as Obetelemi. Okay. So these cards are based on the IFA system along with the tarot. All right. And this is a 4-card reading. So tuning into Scorpio. So the first card that we have here is the Empress. Okay. So this is someone who is a mother, someone who the ancestors are protecting, someone who maybe a little overbearing. Second card we have out here is the 3 of Wands. So this is someone who is looking ahead towards a new start. She's waiting for her ships to come in. She has the ancestors' protection. She has been making prayers and offerings. She wants to travel. She wants to get away from her current environment. And she's considering how to start. And then we have the Death card, number 13. So this is talking about changes. Again, listening to the messages from her Aegon. And one more. So this person has a lot of communication with spirit. Okay. Here's what I found. Someone has lots of communication with spirit. Someone who is looking for a new start. The 2 of Swords. Someone has to make a decision, or she needs to make a decision. The bottom of this deck is the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, so that's you showing up for yourself. You, Scorpio, you are trying to do the right thing. You want to honor the ancestors. You want to communicate. You want to give them some type of acknowledgement in your life. And so these positions for this particular reading, let me move it over here because I know it's a little funky with the camera. 4 positions. The first position is what you're concerned about, what you're focusing on. So she may be focusing, you, Scorpio, may be focusing on a family member, someone who you love. All right, let's see. First position is, what is this talks about spiritual growth. This talks about community. Okay. It talks about blessings. Okay. So the first position is Ire, the blessing. So her blessing or your blessing, Scorpio, could be a child or a partner, someone that you lean on a lot. Second card that you have is Asoba. Asoba talks about negativity and obstacles. So the obstacles here is travel, right? Or waiting for something to arrive, waiting for your ships to come in. You may be waiting for some money to arrive or to get a job or to move locations. Okay? But there's some type of obstacle towards you making the moves that you want to make. The third position is the Ashe. This is how the universe is going to help you, all right? How the universe is going to grace you, all right? This is what the universe is going to do to to allow you to overcome any obstacles. And Two of Swords in the fourth position is your own free will, your own choices, your right to make a choice, because this is the Two of Swords, right? So what are you going to do in order to get a good result? You have to make up your mind and make a choice of how it is that you want to go. All right, so free will, negativity, the blessings from the universe, and that which concerns you. So the fifth position in this reading is the culmination of the numbers of all the cards. So we would have to add up the 3 for the Empress and the 13 for the Death card. So that's 16, which reduces to a 7. And then we have the 3 of Swords, which that make it 3 plus 7. So that would make it 10, which is back to 1, and 2, which is 3. So 3 is God, the universe, highest self, the creator. Again, very blessed, all right? And you're being protected, okay? You are following the steps that you're following your inner guidance from messages that you are hearing, okay? The messages that you are getting, telling you how to move, but it seems that you may be a little stuck and having a hard time figuring out how you're going to move or where you're going to move to. Okay, this could be looking for somewhere to live, could be housing. All right, let's see what the book says about the Empress. All right, so we determined that the final energy is a 3. So we'll keep that in mind. And that's, again, the Empress card. So this is very important because all of those cards take us back to the Empress, number 3. We know number 3, again, it speaks about creation. It speaks about a direct connection with the Creator, with your higher self. Okay. The Empress, is either someone who is nurturing and creative, or someone who is kind of mean, a fierce ruler, someone who abuses their authority. Talks about bonds with family members, could be talking about godchildren, cousins, grandchildren. This is about honoring your parental obligations. So it also talks about a solid connection that is about respecting other people's boundaries and knowing what the possibilities are of this relationship. It also talks about getting a mentor or a guide or a spiritual teacher. This talks about looking inward with a counselor, with a spiritual leader. But this talks about you taking the responsibility on doing the work that you need to do in order to address these issues, especially if you're someone who's overbearing to your family members. There is hope in the future. That's what that chicken back there, that hen, is back there sitting on those eggs, so that means that there is potential for change. This talks about getting clear about what it is that you need that would best help you in the situation. Okay, it talks about openness and respect and learning. All right, but it also tells you to be careful about codependency, projection, and any other type of manipulation or power dynamics that could be hurtful for you and the other party, or you and your family, or you and your counselor, your guru. So this is about being honest and seeking the advice and listening to the advice that's given. Okay? This talks about, getting help from professionals if you need it, and it also talks about making offerings to Oshun and Yemiya. Oshun and Yemiya are Orisha, right? So in the Ifa tradition, Oshun represents love. Oshun represents sexuality and flirtation. All right, so this is about being sweet and kind. And Yemiya represents mothering. All right, being a protective parent. All right, this is also talking about, Yemiya also talks about dealing with addictions and dealing with women's issues regarding their children and their loved ones, like the things that a mother would worry about for a child, right? So this is about creating a safe home, all right, and also taking responsibility for your actions. Okay. So, for the Osoba, negative of this reading is the Three of Cups. So, wanting to leave a situation, wanting to look outside of yourself, to, what is this? This is about looking outside of yourself, thinking that the grass may be greener on the other side. This could be talking about turning your back on your responsibilities to seek a different way of doing things, a different destination. Okay, so let's see what the Three of Wands is talking about here. Wands is someone who is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So you may have that in your chart. You may be a cusper. But if you are Scorpio, you are going to take on energy of the Sagittarius fire sign that falls right behind you. more than likely. So, Three of Wands. This talks about innovation, expansion, movement, wanting to go beyond your wildest dreams. This may be talking about seeing the end goal, but not being willing to put in the effort that it would take to get there. This is about having dreams and visions that other people don't figure out. They think it's impossible. So you would be advised to accept whatever help is being offered to you, all right, and for you to work hard, pray for wisdom and intelligence, and be willing to get your hands dirty. In other words, do the work. Be willing to do the work. There's lots of possibilities, but you need to accept advice from other people, guidance, counseling, family members who are trying to help you obtain your goal. But you have to be willing to let them in on what it is that you are seeking. All right? You can have control of the situation by voicing clearly what it is that you're looking for, and then asking for help from whoever's willing to lend you a helping hand. Someone who's responsible. Again, a mentor. Someone who can teach you something. All right? Someone who has your best interest at heart, not someone who wants to take from you. All right. So you can get help, but you have to be willing to discern who you're getting the help from, and then be willing to accept the help as it's given. Consider the possibilities as they are presented to you before you make a decision. Okay? Next, we have the Death card. This talks about life unfolding in the smoke. So this could be things that are going on behind the scenes, things that you don't see, because this is the universe stepping in this position. This is what the universe is bringing you. This is about making offerings to Allegra so that your opportunities can be available to you. Roads, paths can be open. Taking guidance, asking and praying for guidance from the Orisha, from the Creator, from the universe, your higher self, whoever you trust your soul with. This is about not being afraid. All right? This talks about being a guide or having ancestral guides, someone who was there with you after they transitioned, who is giving you advice also, sending you messages. It also talks about reincarnation. So there could be someone that you lost that may be coming back around to you. If someone has transitioned and crossed over, then this would be talking about reincarnation. But someone who may have turned their back on you also could be returning. And maybe that's what you're looking for. That's what you're waiting on. Maybe you're waiting for someone to return. For some of you, you're waiting for somebody to return from the dead. You believe in reincarnation. And you're getting messages about that. So you're expecting someone to come back from the dead. Okay. Well, you may know better than I do. But I think it may be that you're missing someone who has passed. But you need to be careful with that also, because if you dwell on that too long, you may feel that you want to join them And that may be what we're talking about here. Maybe someone is mourning. Maybe this Queen of Cups is mourning and frustrated because of a loss of someone that they were very connected to. Two of Swords. So this talks about balance and justice and peace. Okay, it says here, everyone wants to live the blessings, wants to live their blessings, and are grateful to see them when they arrive. But unfortunately, they are harder to hold on to. This talks about having two choices, having choices of action that are both maybe negative, incorrect, that may cause you to lose a blessing. So this may be talking about working against your own best interest. Okay? This says, if times are good, know that obstacles are coming, and if life is hard, things will turn around if you face them head on. This talks about being complacent and allowing things to get lost. So, the advice here is not to be a complainer. Save money for a rainy day. Don't disrespect the messages that you're getting from Spirit, from the ancestors, and make sure that you give offerings and gratuity, okay, to the ancestors. So even if you don't have anything to give or you think you don't have anything to give, just give your gratitude every day. All right. Pay attention to the readings that you receive and make adjustments accordingly. So, since these all added up to 3, we're back at the Empress. This is about you being your best self, Scorpio. Okay, learning how to be your best self without imposing your will on others. To listen to advice when it's given. To seek advice from professionals. So counseling, clergy people, spiritual counselor, family counseling. And be willing to make the changes that are necessary in order for you to get what it is that you are seeking. But you have to cooperate. So Scorpio, somebody is out there being uncooperative. Okay, maybe someone's refusing to get counseling for a relationship or for themselves. Someone may be overspending, not budgeting correctly. And then they're angry at everyone else, but it's because of your own choices and maybe because you're a little overbearing and people don't want to extend themselves. For some of you, that may be the situation. If that, that's a message for someone. If that fits, then that may be something that you need to look at, the way that you interact with authority figures. Okay. So, Scorpio, that is your message from the tarot of the Orisha. So now, what I'll do, see what other messages we can get for you from the other tarot of the Orisha. The original one that I have always been using. So we cut the deck, and I have Oshun and dwarfs and gnomes. So Oshun is love, and Dwarfson's gnomes is selfishness. So, yeah, this is about being self-centered and conceitedness, probably. So some of you, that is an issue, that you are being perceived as self-absorbed. Okay, so let's clarify the three, the Empress, number 3. Let's clarify the Empress. What messages do we have about the Empress? Message from fire. So you could be hearing from someone who's a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Someone who, or this could be talking about the person around you that you may be a little too overbearing on. This is a message telling you that you may need to be careful with the messages that you are sending and maybe the messages that you're hearing. So, this is a fire sign. Again, could be talking about you, Scorpio, depending on where your birthday is, but could be those type of energies. So it's a passionate message about change. Something changed. Could also be talking about taking care of yourself. Could be having issues with your digestion or your kidneys and your adrenal system. So some of you may want to see a doctor about that. And maybe that's going to be the situation that's going to give you choices. Or you have to make a choice, make a plan, a decision on which way to go as far as any health issues are concerned. So you have to listen to the experts. So maybe some of you may be facing surgery or some type of medical procedure. And Spirit is saying that you have to be open and listen to the advice that's being given, but make sure that you listen thoroughly so that you can make a clear decision, okay? And follow your intuition after you have all the facts. Okay. Let's clarify the Death card, please, for Scorpio. Let's clarify the Death card. Okay. So we have the 3 of Swords, 3 of Air. And we have the 2 of Air. And we have the Outcast. So, again, you're hearing messages about a relationship that means a lot to you, that is very solid, and the connection goes very deeply. All right. But this is talking about, in the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Air, this is talking about false friends. This is talking about shadow work, people doing things behind the scenes. And this is a Fool, someone who has walked off or is on a new path, a new adventure. So maybe you're hearing about someone that you've been attached to for a very long time, who has been doing things behind the scenes and may be leaving without letting you know. Or maybe you will get that message, and maybe you have gotten a message about someone who you love deeply, someone who you've known a long time. It could be a family member or a friend, someone who has made a decision to go their own way. And that clarifies the death card. So this could be a death of a relationship of some sort, because someone made a decision to go another direction. Because they were listening to people behind the scenes. They were getting advice from people who really did not have their best interests at heart. Okay. This talks about looking at things from a different perspective. So you may be hearing about a message about someone who may have changed their mind about the direction that they were going in after getting advice from other people, or realizing that the people that were giving them the advice weren't on the up and up. So someone may have gotten enlightened, okay, about what's going on behind the scenes. And let's clarify this Three of Swords. Okay, so we got the Three of Swords came up in your reading twice. No, I'm sorry, this was Three of Wands, excuse me. So Three of Wands, but we got two threes. Three here. Oh. And three here with the Empress. So 333 could be important to somebody. All right. 333. You can Google that and see what 333 means. Is angel message or ancestral message, spirit guide message. Let's clarify. Three of Wands. Scorpio. We got Oba. And the Four of Air. So two cards jumped out together. Oba is the keeper of the cemeteries, right? She is like the monitor for the underworld, right? She is the wind and the hurricanes and the thunderstorms, okay? She is very bold and very cutting. She may feel that someone has done her wrong and she is looking for revenge, but she is on a mission. So, Scorpio, you're on a mission. You don't care who you hurt. You're going to say what you got to say. You're going to shake things up. This is the Six of Air. All right, so that's like the Six of Swords. So this is talking about moving away from a situation. Okay, taking a trip, traveling. Could be going to family or going toward family or moving away from family. So making a decision to do something to shake things up, to go in a new direction. And you don't care what anybody says. You are protecting yourself. So you may be getting intuitive messages telling you that you need to get away from the people around you or get away from the situation, to get away from maybe this person who went off and left you without any notice. Someone may have left you without saying anything or saying very little, or whatever they were speaking wasn't based on facts. It was based on other people's opinions. Ding. Okay. So their decisions were made on other people's opinions, and maybe you want to go find this person, and you don't know where they are, but you want to take a chance and go to where you think they are, so that you can give them a piece of your mind. Okay. So that you can stand up for yourself. Okay. All right. All right, so let's clarify the Two of Swords. Again, we got the Two of Swords over here, making a decision. Having a hard time making a decision about someone that you care very deeply about. All right, let's get one more card to clarify the Three of Swords. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, and North Node. Scorpio, Scorpio. And we get the air element clarifying the decision. Again, lots of intuitive messages from Spirit. So you are listening to these messages, and that's what's motivating you to want to follow behind someone that left you. All right, let's see. Air element. Okay. I just want to clarify the air element and the Two of Swords, because this is basically reiterating thoughts and thinking and making a decision, listening to the messages. All right, let's get one more, see if we can get something else to clarify the air element and the Two of Swords for Scorpio, please. Thank you. And we have the Six of Water. So it could be someone around you who's a Cancer moon, or maybe you have a Cancer moon in your chart, or Cancer period. This talks about the Six of Water, again, moving away from a toxic situation. But it's also talking about not paying attention to where you're going, or not paying attention to the things that are happening around you. Nine of Earth. This is about independence, someone on their own path. Someone who has planted seeds and is now waiting for them to mature. So this is movement again. Five of Water, Six of Water. So this is about things that should be fair, things that you should be able to relax and allow. But I think you're getting messages of some impending sabotage, something that you weren't aware of, something that was being hidden from you. You are going to set out to find the answers. You're setting out to find the answers, Scorpio. You are on a mission. So, very interesting. What advice could we give to Scorpio about setting out on this new adventure? Okay. All right, let's see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And that's by Colette Baron Reed. Okay. All right, so let's get some advice for Scorpio for the timeless time period whenever they watch this message in addressing this situation, if it resonates. What is the advice for Scorpio at this time? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. 51, milk and honey. So again, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, heading towards that rainbow. Also talk about messages from heaven, milk and honey. Love messages from heaven. For some of you, these messages that you're hearing are from your ancestors, someone who has crossed over. And they are saying that where they are is sweet, is happy, nurturing. Fork in the road. So again, looking for a direction, where to part ways, a time to part ways. So if you are getting messages from someone who has passed over, I think what they're telling you is that they're happy and they're being taken care of, and that this is where you all part ways. This is the fork in the road. I'm going one direction, and you can't follow me there. Next card here is why. So you're questioning maybe why this person left, or if this is about a transition, someone who passed away. You just don't understand why. You want to get answers, and that's why you feel that you have to go on this mission. Treasure Island. So this is like Pandora's box. So this is about doing the research. This is about looking deeply into things, maybe going places that you shouldn't go. All right? But when you do that, you're going to release a lot of stuff. You're going to be getting more communications from your ancestors, beside whoever this person is maybe you're missing. Once you go inside and look inside of that treasure chest, you're going to find out a whole bunch of things. And some of those things may be good for you in the 3D, and others may not. But there's hope at the end of the situation. There will be hope. And it's maybe coming slowly, but your ancestors are protecting you. All right? And one more card, please, for Scorpio. One more card. Okay. Message in a bottle and a new life. I think this is saying, message in the bottle is 15, so that's 6. So that's about love. And the new life is 39. 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, reduces to 3. So this is about God sending you messages of love and encouragement and blessings. All right? Bottom of the deck, exchanging gifts. God is blessing you and protecting you. All right? So that you can go ahead and have a new life. Even though you're missing this person, they're happy where they are. Okay? And they don't want you to worry about them, because it's all good in the hood. That message, that milk and honey fell right on top of that message from fire. And also the Empress. So someone that you cared about, someone that you leaned on, they're sending you this message, milk and honey. So what I'm going to do, and that's number 51, going to see if I can get you a message here. Thanks so much for allowing me to do this for you, and I hope it's helpful. All right. And if any of you feel that you need to talk to someone, the information about the health line for suicide prevention, you don't only have to be contemplating suicide. You could just need someone to talk to. You can call that 1-800 number and vent a little, right? And maybe someone will give you a new perspective. They also can do referrals. So, number 51, milk and honey. This is talking about prosperity and opportunities, authenticity and nurturing, and not worrying that your needs won't be met. Your needs will be met. Maybe that's what you're worried about. Since this person transitioned, you don't think anybody's going to be there to help you or love you, or that you're going to be able to love. No, those needs will be met. This is talking about getting to a place in your life that everybody wants to get to. All right? This is a time that is more laid back. All right? When you are thinking about all the possibilities that your newfound freedom gives you. All right? So this is about not wanting but still receiving. This talks about the abundance that you are living part of. The part of your environment is very abundant. So you have the opportunity to be nourished in the 3D and the 5D. And this also talks about turning to pleasures and negative comforts to escape things. But you will be successful, but those type of behaviors are only fleeting and temporary. And before the feeling returns, you're going to feel like you want to get that feeling again. And then you feel worse than before. So this could be talking about someone who has an addiction also, okay, that they're struggling with. This is talking about taking care of yourself. You have to be self-aware and practice self-care. All right? This is talking about taking responsibility, listening to good advice so that you won't engage in behaviors that you will regret later. It talks about turning your troubles over to God, because that's all that is counting right now. That's the most important thing for you to do right now, is to turn your concerns over to God and let God handle them for you. Number 31, why? And that came out with a new life. So even though you have this new life and these new freedoms, you want to know why. Well, let's see. Why? It talks about being very clear about the things that you're asking about. Why do you want to know the answer? What are you looking for? All right, why are you trying to follow this person who may have transitioned or someone that may have left you? This is talking about trying to find the key to fulfillment. But once you find fulfillment, you're going to be attracting more fulfillment towards you. When you think that you are lacking something, then you're just going to continue to lack it. But once you know and accept that even if this person transitioned, they're still with you, then you can let go of those fears, let go of that desire, that want mentality, and enjoy the blessings that are being sent to you. You can enjoy hearing the messages from your ancestors and from these people, your person. All right? But you have to be in the mode of acceptance. You have to be willing to accept what has happened, what is happened. All right? The answers may come later in life. All right? And the answers may not come for a long time. But there will be answers eventually, and you will figure it out. But in the meantime, just leave it up to God. Turn it over to the Creator. Okay, number 9, Treasure Island. The law of attraction brings dreams into fruition. This is about positive thinking and abundance that seems to appear from nowhere. This talks about financial gains and good fortune. As far as a relationship goes, you treasure this relationship, and it gives you more than you actually need, even though you may not see this right now. This is about discovering new things about yourself and about the people that you love. So this is a time of discovering. This is about romance and love being in the air. So this is talking about celebrating love, celebrating life, celebrating the lessons that you have learned up to this point. A poverty consciousness, a lack mentality, cast shadows upon your path. And these negative thoughts come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so real that others, so tall that others may want to cut you down, so you're protecting yourself because you feel that if you're too much, then people are going to take advantage of you and try to embarrass you, try to undermine you? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you'll lose what you have acquired? And so you hold on so tightly that you're maybe missing opportunities to expand. So, not being stubborn, allowing yourself to be open to suggestions and to guidance. Change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitations to a perception of abundance. Take a risk, because you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of these voices, of your own thinking, of other people trying to control you. This talks about letting yourself be free, all right? Not so tight, all right? Not so stubborn, to not be greedy, holding on to money, all right? In order to make money, you got to spend some money, okay? So, again, being careful with your expenditures, and being careful with the way that you hold on to things, all right? May be toxic. And number 27, the bottom of the deck, exchanging gifts. Again, 2 and 7 is 9. Again, another message from the ancestors. This was a 9 also. This is interesting. You get 51 here, and then you get 15 here. And so that's 6 and 6. So you got 2 6s. And then this is 13. And this is 31. So that's 4. So you're mirroring something or someone, your actions, the voices, the messages may be similar to that of the person that you're missing. That could be the message for you. That you are getting messages very similar to the messages that the other person that you're missing has gotten. If that makes sense. But that's what they said. This talks about exchanging gifts. No. This is about giving, receiving, weighing costs of certain actions, and determining their value. This talks about opportunities that are coming towards you, that you have the ability to take advantage of these opportunities, but you have to put in the time, okay? You have to commit to what it is that you want so that you know that your soul is in agreement with you as you pursue this endeavor, and you have what it takes to be successful. Use your money wisely and be mindful of the value that other people bring into your life. So people around you, family members, folks that love you, they have value also, and you need to be grateful for that. All right, be careful again with your spending. If someone is trying to help you do a budget and things like that, don't be closed off to it. Allow yourself to learn these new skills that'll help you be able to take care of yourself in the future, if that's a challenge for you. This also talks about be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it. But you might not want to pay the price tag that comes with it. You could find yourself in a situation that you've always desired, but you know that you may have to walk away or leave it alone because you cannot pay the dues that it's asking. If you want to be a famous musician, you can practice your craft every day. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be responsible for managing your money and for paying your taxes. Even when you get a windfall, it bears a cost. Spirit is there and willing to help you achieve balance with your finances. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take time because you're going to have to learn this skill. This is about distancing yourself from imbalance. Okay? This is about the need to give and take. Not only take and not only give, but you have to give and take in order to reach your final destination. Everything is good and it's only going to get better. But you got to be able to handle the situation, handle the truth, and be open to the advice that you're being given by Spirit. All right, nice. Okay, so for someone, a few people, this is about missing someone who has transitioned, and you're being told that as much as you may want to join them, it's not time for you to make that the sacrifice that it would take for you to be able to be with them. You're needed here. You have lots more to learn. Okay, I'm going to get you one card, hopefully one, from the Journey of Love deck by Alana Fairchild Rasuli. Okay. So let's see. What is the message for Scorpio from the Temple, number 59? So this is about change, taking care of your health, taking care of your body, knowing that your body is the temple of God. This also talks about seeking guidance. Could be talking about going to church or getting more in touch with your spiritual side, or someone around you who is very spiritual that you may want to visit. Number 59, the Temple. Okay. So Scorpio, this is your message. The Temple. The lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. They take respite from the cares of the world, entering into a sanctuary where only they exist. This is what you're seeking. Meditation, making love, connection and dance, intimacy and surrender. Your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in a sacred ceremony. Choose to gift this to yourself. Set aside some time. Turn off the computer and the mobile devices and the telephone. Turn on music and set the lighting. Be in the present moment. Do you remember your body? Ah, yeah, there it is. Can you be in its temple with presence and delight? So dancing, movement, flowing. Okay? It's time to take time out to smell the flowers and savor the pleasures of life and renew your connection with your inner lover. So loving yourself and renewing that relationship with yourself. Your sensuality wants to come out and play, and you're encouraged to explore scent, touch, taste, and feeling. You're encouraged to play with color. What moves you? What brings you into connection with yourself in this moment? It is the wholeness of divine self-connection to sacred space that will best nourish you now. So getting in touch with yourself, being good to yourself, doing some self-care, self-nurturing, going to the spa, okay? Having a rendezvous, all right, with someone, or taking care of your own needs. So there's a poem that goes with this, and I am going to read it for you. Let's just see if you can see it there, the card, while I read it. Don't want to move it too much because I might mess it up, but basically, that's it. Okay, folks. You get the idea. So I'm just going to put it there to hold while I read. Love should be given as it is received. On this day, I grant you this love for 1,000 mountain streams and the pleasure of 100 bleats from a newborn baby fawn. For I too cry for love, and like the fawn, I cry with the hunger of being alive. And on this day, I cry for the happiness of giving and the warmth of receiving and the softness of your gentle touch. It is moments like these when I smile for the someone who will always care. So again, this is about missing someone that you cared about deeply, that you felt cared for you deeply. All right? But love is still there. They are still there. And no matter who comes and goes in your life, the Creator is always going to be with you. Always going to have your back. Always going to give you a place of refuge within yourself. Look deeply within yourself for the answers. Ask for stability to be created in your life. Ask for yourself to get the messages that you're supposed to get and ignore the ones that are not meant for you. And be good to yourself. Be good to yourself, Scorpio. It's going to be okay. Again, if you need some counseling because of a loss of a relationship or loss of a loved one, someone may have gotten a divorce or moved away, changed locations, gone away to college, someone who you miss very much, someone that you were connected to, all right? You're being advised to look within your own self, connect with yourself first. And all of the rest of that you need, all of your needs are going to be met. So, I hope that this reading was helpful, Scorpio. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and share these messages with someone else that you know who is a Scorpio who may be needing this advice themselves. All right? You never know what someone else is going through. Thank you so very much for allowing me to bring these messages, and excuse any mess that you may see behind me. But I was moved to do this message for Scorpio, and I'm going to try to get back in order and take care of Pisces. And happy birthday, Pisces. As soon as I can. So please be well. Love you guys. Ashe. Peace.